Well, detectives in Carroll County say reality star Wendy Osefo concocted a story so far from reality that she's now facing a string of felony fraud charges.
Child, it looks like Wendy's career is over for good. The feds finally released all the details, and what came out is shocking. The lengths Wendy and her husband went in their scam are staggering. Now, she's staring down a long, grueling legal battle. Make no mistake, she messed up big time. This is a harsh reminder that sometimes staying quiet is smarter than making noise. Wendy brought this storm upon herself when she went on Bravo, trying to spin the story as if the network was unfairly targeting an innocent black woman. But the truth? It all came back to bite her.
It's an unfortunate situation, and right now I can't say too much, but I will say when the time is right, I will share my story with everyone, and for now they're just allegations, so we will continue to push forward.
The feds are saying it loud and clear. They have a foolproof case against Wendy, and there's nothing she can say or do to wiggle out of this one. And when it comes to the insurance companies, they'll go through hell and high water to prove she tried to play them. But it gets even messier. Wendy has been desperately trying to separate her case from her husband's, claiming it doesn't make sense for her to be charged alongside him. The truth is, no matter how she slices it, the walls are closing in fast.
And well, the Wendy stuff happened after they were filming, but I'm just like, yeah, I've got questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what's your biggest question for the Wendy situation?
Well, I first would want to hear what she has to say, and then I'll have my follow-up questions. Okay. Because and it's, you know what's crazy is that like nothing even personal towards Wendy. This would be like towards anyone.
This whole saga began back in April of last year. Wendy and her husband, Eddie, had just returned from a vacation in Jamaica when they immediately called the cops, claiming their home had been ransacked. According to statements they gave to 2 insurance agencies, burglars made off with designer bags and jewelry worth a staggering $450,000. The police didn't waste any time. They began combing through every shred of evidence, especially since the neighborhood Wendy and Eddie live in is not known for crime. From the very start, something about this case didn't add up.
That in April, your home was broken into or something? Was this during filming that this happened?
I think it was right before.
Okay.
Literally before camp went up, it happened because my family was away on spring break. It was our spring break trip with the kiddos, and I was just so heartbroken. Like, I think a few of my first initial scenes, I'm just a little bit uneasy because we had just been violated, so to speak. It was the worst thing. It's so unexpected, especially since from my vantage point and from the investigators' vantage point, it was targeted,
Really?
Yeah, because I've lived in this neighborhood for a long time, but since the neighborhood has been in inception for over 20 years, there has been no burglary.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
But the more the cops dug into Wendy and Eddie's story, the more cracks began to show. Only the bedrooms seemed ransacked. Everywhere else in the house was spotless. Even the window they claimed the burglars had escaped through showed no signs of a break-in or struggle. The toilet, which the intruders would have had to step on, didn't have a single shoe print. The couple had a home security system and a Ring camera that were activated before their vacation, but during their entire time away, no motion was detected inside the house. Sure, there was some activity, like package deliveries monitored remotely, but nothing else. Does that sound like a home that had been broken into? The cops didn't think so. And it only got worse. Investigators discovered that some of the stolen items Wendy and Eddie claimed were gone had actually been purchased and returned to stores years ago, some as far back as 2018. Wendy might be smart, but she definitely wasn't street smart if she thought she could pull this off without leaving a trace. It was starting to look like the whole thing had been carefully orchestrated, and the authorities weren't buying a single word.
She just messaged me a couple days ago. She's one of the the only ones who is like, I'm so proud. What she said was, God has you covered, right? So I need a second because
I get it.
I opened my phone. I had no idea it was even going on, and I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
very, very shocked because I felt Miss 4 Degrees had it together. Okay? I thought she had it together. I mean, isn't Eddie an attorney? For heaven's sakes, like what the? Excuse my language.
And it got even juicier. The cops even produced a red carpet photo of Wendy wearing the very same ring she claimed had been stolen. While authorities couldn't reveal every detail, since they're still building their case, they confirmed finding at least 15 of the so-called stolen items right in Wendy and Eddie's home. With the evidence stacking up, Wendy was charged with fraud, 7 counts of felony insurance fraud, and 8 counts of conspiracy to commit insurance fraud. Her husband, Eddie, was hit with nearly identical charges. Now, when it comes to Bravo housewives, every year at least one of them seems to get caught with her hands in the cookie jar. But nobody saw this coming for 2025's culprit, Wendy. With all her degrees and the way she carries herself, maintaining such a high standard, this scandal shocked everyone. When the mugshots of Wendy and Eddie hit the internet, the public went wild, hungry for every detail. Wendy has always been outspoken, both on and off camera, and this time was no different. She immediately slammed the charges as false, claiming the arrest was illegal and based on defective claims. At the recent BravoCon, she doubled down, saying that while she couldn't share everything for legal reasons, she was eager to tell her side of the story, and fans were waiting.
You know, it's an unfortunate situation, and right now I can't say too much, but I will say when the time is right, I will share my story with everyone, and for now they're just allegations, so we will continue to push forward. I know that's right.
The way Wendy told it, it sounded like the cops were out hunting an innocent black woman and her family again. But the authorities weren't buying her victim narrative. And if you thought the scandal so far was shocking, wait until you hear what they just released. The police dug through Wendy's entire history, seizing everything from her emails to bank accounts and even her Instagram. It turns out Wendy had a third Gmail account with neither her nor Eddie's names on it, which they accessed via a Google warrant. Investigators also reached out to luxury brands like Van Cleef, Louis Vuitton, Saks, and Ascot Diamonds to track down the supposedly stolen items. And get this, the couple used at least 40 different credit cards under fake names like Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy to hide their identities. Their bank records revealed a pattern of excessive spending, directly supporting a motive in the case. Of course, it's innocent until proven guilty. But Wendy might be taking a page out of Jen Shah's playbook. Deny, deny, deny until she can't deny anymore. And if this truly were a misunderstanding, as she claims, why are Wendy and Eddie pushing for separate trials? The questions keep piling up, and the case is only getting juicier.
She's going to have her husband take the fall, and everybody was like, she should take the fall because he's the attorney, blah, 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 blah. I told him, I said, I understand what y'all saying, but he's the one that made the phone calls. He's the one that sent the email. They got a stronger case against her husband. More than likely, he's going to take the fall. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got small kids. One of them needs to be out of jail for their children. You know what I'm saying? And I just had a feeling and whatnot. And look, lo and behold, she is separating her trial from him, even though they both are being charged with the same, like mostly the same.
Separating their cases might be a smart move. It allows Wendy and Eddie to craft different defense strategies and, at least, avoid going to prison at the same time, considering they have kids and a family to think about. But things aren't looking too good for the ethos right now, and the internet definitely has thoughts. I mean, Wendy made fun of Giselle's newly purchased house and mocked the other women for their lack of designer goods, only to be caught filing fraudulent insurance claims herself? Baby, Wendy might just be the brokest one on the cast. It's hard to wrap your head around this Wendy and Eddie nonsense, facing felonies just to create the illusion of a glamorous lifestyle. They never needed to do this. The only reason this is such a huge blow for Wendy, one she may never recover from, is because she put herself on the highest pedestal. What do you think about all this? Sound off in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.